Flix with the Hicks, where we tell you about the movies. We tell you if they're great or if they really stink. Now it's time to start the show. Yeah, now it's time to go. Guess what? It's Flix with the Hicks.
Hey guys, every week we review 2 movies that we've seen during the past week. We choose our movie that we like the best and the movie that we like the worst. And this week, Janet got to choose the worst movie. And would you like to announce your movie?
Yeah, 40 Days and Nights. Not to be confused with 40 Days and 40 Nights, which is a comedy, is a really funny comedy about not having sex for 40 days. Anyway, a young guy. Anyway, and that's not the movie. 40 Days and Nights is about the end of the world. A big tsunami thing. It's not a good movie, y'all. It's, okay, came out in November 2012. I don't know if it made any money. I know their budget wasn't all that because it didn't have the best special effects.
Yeah, apparently the new Ark is going to look like a aluminum cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. They build this massive ship that looks like a submarine. And it's an Ark, right? It's supposed to hold 50,000 people. Okay. On the screen, it looks like it's just inside of a big steel building. And there's supposed to be several of them throughout the world. Okay. This big storm type tsunami thing is supposed to overtake the world, right? And it's coming soon, right? Yeah. They had an idea when it would be coming to hit. Well, it was coming early. Anyway, and they had the select people that they wanted on the arcs, right? And they're collecting DNA from all the species. And, well, it stars Alex Carter, Monica Keena, several others I've never even heard of. Alex Carter I've seen. Monica I've seen a couple times. But the graphics and all the stuff on the movie were bad. The acting wasn't all that either. It was bad. The whole story, and they're kicking people out, for doing something wrong, and so they end up dying because they're outside of the ark and all this, and people are bringing friends and all that as, it wasn't a good story. Just wasn't a good story. The ark itself that they're working on, they're trying to get it ready, and they're having an engine problem. It's got a little engine like this big for the whole ark. It's stupid. And they're missing one little part, and they gotta go get that part, and they're missing the bees for, you gotta have bees to pollinate and to survive and all that. And this one girl goes in to go get the bees, right? And there's several mistakes in their filming. And I'm going like, huh? Oh, like she's on the ship and she drops the canister that has the bee DNA or something. It's stupid. And then all of a sudden it shows the scene and it's wrong. It's like there's several mistakes. It's a bad movie. I mean, I mean, there's no way I'd ever watch it again. I wish I didn't watch it in the first place. So,
what got me in this one was it's a special effects movie.
Yeah, it is.
And if you're gonna have a movie that's really based on special effects, they need to be good. And these were not good special effects.
No, and the acting wasn't good. And that's why they didn't have any big name stars. And I know they didn't have a budget, and I know they didn't make any money. And they're in a steel building, this big old ark. And you can tell that the ark is... It can't hold 50,000 people. Give me a break. They act like we're stupid. You know?
Okay, so what would you give your film this week from 0 to 100? 100 being the best.
I give it 10. I mean, it's bad. I mean, nah.
I'd give it a 25.
25? Why?
Just because
They tried?
I was able to watch the entire film and kind of get into it a little bit, but the special effects to me were pretty good.
Yeah, and
so.
yeah, the pregnant girl, and you know, it's just...
Yeah, not a great film.
No, it's not. Anyway, that is it. 40 days and nights. And, you know, like the biblical is 40 days and nights, you know, whatever. But it wasn't a religious film.
Mm-hmm.
But it was made out to be, insinuate something like that. But
yeah,
there was no mention of all that. And it was more scientific, you know. But getting all the DNA, and they were missing some of it, and because it's, whatever.
All right, so I got to pick the best film that we saw this week, and that is Lars and the Real Girl. Now, this was a strange little film.
But he liked it.
Yeah, it stars Ryan Gosling. Now, I knew about this film when it first came out. I had heard about it. I saw the preview to it, and I thought, that's just going to be a dumb movie. They really made a movie about a guy that falls in love with a sex doll, basically.
Real doll, yeah.
Yeah, and so anyways, I just kind of, that's not for me. Well, we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's a really good film, I think, anyway. Ryan Gosling was fantastic in this, but basically the premise of the movie, Ryan Gosling plays an extremely shy young man.
Single,
has no friends, doesn't know how to socialize with people. He's very awkward. And his brother, played by Paul Schneider, who's fantastic in this film also, his brother and sister-in-law, who lives close to him.
yes,
yeah, they have been worried that he wouldn't ever find a girlfriend because he is so shy.
Yeah, and the sister-in-law keeps trying to set him up, and here she is pregnant with a kid, but I mean, trying to set him up, and he's like,
Well, one day Lars goes over their home for dinner and announces that he's got a girlfriend, that he's got a date, and his brother and sister-in-law are like, whoa. What's really? They're ecstatic. In fact, they even comment that a lot of people meet each other over the internet now. Mm-hmm. What they didn't know was that Lars had ordered this real doll or sex doll, and that was his girlfriend. And first time he introduced his family to his new girlfriend, they were, of course, in shock.
They're just sitting there like...
Yeah, and so they went to see a psychologist about this, and I guess psychologist, therapist, and the therapist told them to go along with the delusion, that it may help him. And so it made it really interesting, though, when the family was going along with this, and all of his friends were going along with it.
The whole town.
Yeah. And even down to having her nails done and her hair done, and
right,
and all this,
and carrying her around and putting her in a wheelchair, and she's done all this, and it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah, and when they would have arguments, you'd only hear Lars yelling because the doll couldn't talk. So,
her name's Bianca.
Yeah, but
Bianca didn't say much.
But anyhow, it's a neat movie, the way you watch the difference in Ryan Gosling's character, Lars, from the start to the end. What having this real doll in his life did for him. Mm-hmm. But it's a good film. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Ryan Gosling won a Golden Globe for his performance in this.
Oh, really?
And this film was made for a small budget of $12.5 million in 2007. it only made $11.3 million at the box office. So
wow. That real doll probably cost that much. You know, they make some really, they look real. They do. But, I mean, it's funny how, you know, you could actually picture a guy that does have a real doll and gets attached to it in that way mentally and stuff. It could happen. You know? I mean... Serious. You guys are off track half the time anyway. But, I mean, seriously. I mean, the way he carried her around, is talking to her, putting her in a wheelchair, and then taking her places. And
going shopping with her.
Yeah, and you know,
restaurants.
Whatever. Yeah, restaurants. And the town going along with it, and the therapist saying, like, and... You know, the ending was really cute. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not going to give it away.
No, don't.
But, you know, people that get involved and actually sympathize with them. And, I mean, she even gets a job, you know.
Yeah.
But it's appropriate for what she is, you know. So... you guys got to watch it. It's a whole different take on something. It's really cool.
Okay, I give Lars and the Real Girl from 0 to 100 an 80.
You know, I was thinking 82.
Really?
Yeah, an 80 also, not 82. Yeah. Also,
I thought it was a good film.
I thought it was cute, and the whole the idea who came really good. Because unless they actually knew somebody, that was attached to a real doll.
It may be them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those Hollywood folks.
All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed this edition of Flix with the Hicks. And until next time, have a great week and go out and enjoy a film.
Yeah.
Strange RV tours will take you places with Greg and Janet's smiling faces. You might see a crazy flavored soda review or some tips to fix your RV too. So come along, won't you join us, friend, as we discover what's around the bend. Just sit right back in your easy chair. Strange RV Tours is on the air. Strange RV Tours is on the air.